Okay, so let's try a little thought experiment. You just bought your dream car. You pull up to a restaurant and the valet comes over. Are you going to hand him your master key? The one that opens the glove box, the trunk, everything? No way. You give him the valet key, the one that only lets him start the car and park it. Well, that exact idea, that principle of limited specific access, that's what we're going to apply to your servers today, using something called Just Enough Administration, or JEA. So let me ask you something, and I want you to really think about it for your own environment. Are your admin accounts just way too powerful? It's a question we all need to ask ourselves, because so often we grant these huge, sweeping permissions for really tiny tasks, and that creates a massive security risk. That is the exact problem that JEA was built to solve. And that leads us to what I call the master key problem. It's this all-or-nothing mindset we fall into. You know the story. Someone on the help desk needs to restart a single service, so what do? We make them a local admin on the box. You've just handed over the master key to the entire server when all they needed to do was one simple thing. When you look at it side by side, the two approaches couldn't be more different, right? On one hand, you've got the master key, full admin rights. It's a huge security risk, and good luck trying to audit who did what. But on the other side, you've got the valet key, the JEA approach. It only unlocks the exact functions you need, which dramatically shrinks your attack surface. And here's the kicker. Every single action is logged. It's just a fundamentally smarter and more secure way to handle things. So let's dive into this valet key solution. The actual technology that makes all of this possible is Just Enough Administration, JEA. It's a security feature that's literally built right into Windows Server, designed specifically to let us create these tightly controlled, limited access gateways. So what is JEA when you get right down to it? Well, it's a technology for delegating admin tasks, and it's all built on PowerShell. The really crucial part is that it lets your non-admin users, think help desk, junior admins, run very specific, pre-approved commands without ever giving them the keys to the kingdom. You can think of it as a super specialized, incredibly locked-down PowerShell remoting session. And really, this whole thing boils down to one simple, powerful philosophy. Grant the minimum permissions necessary to perform a task. That's it. This is the principle of least privilege, and it's the absolute bedrock that JEA is built on. It's not just a nice idea, it's a core security concept we should all live by. Okay, so how does JEA actually pull this off? How does it enforce all these restrictions? It's not magic, but it is a pretty clever combination of a few core components, all working together. So let's pop the hood and see how it works. First up, and this is truly the heart of JEA, are role capabilities. These are special files, .pscrz files, that are basically the blueprints for your valet key. This is where you program exactly what the user is allowed to do. You can say, okay, this person can only run restart service, and that's it. Nothing else. You can even control which parameters they're allowed to use. It's that granular. Next up is a really brilliant piece of the puzzle, virtual accounts. So get this, when your help desk user connects, they use their own regular non-admin password, but the actual actions they perform on the server are done by a temporary, one-time use privileged account that's created on the fly. It's like giving the valet a temporary ID badge that literally self-destructs the second the job is done. The user never, ever holds the powerful credentials themselves. And finally, the thing that ties it all together and prevents any clever shenanigans is something called no language mode. This is a special, restricted PowerShell mode that stops users from writing their own scripts, creating variables, or using any kind of complex logic. It basically prevents them from hotwiring the system. They can only run the specific commands you put on their list, exactly as you defined them. So when you put all those pieces together, what does the journey look like for a user? It's actually beautifully simple. 1, they connect to the JEA endpoint. 2, a temporary virtual account is spun up just for their session. 3, they execute only the commands you've allowed them to. And 4, the second they disconnect, that temporary account and all its privileges, poof, they just vanish. It's clean, it's secure, and it's incredibly simple. Okay, that's all the technical stuff. But what does this actually mean for you in the real world? Well, it translates to a massive leap forward in 2 critical areas: security and accountability. Here's the bottom line. You can finally, securely delegate all that routine work, restarting services, checking logs, you name it, to your junior staff or help desk team. And you can do it without that nagging voice in the back of your head, worrying that they might accidentally break something or take down a critical server. You're giving them the exact tool they need for the job, and nothing more. And this is where that accountability piece really shines. Every single thing that happens in a JEA session is logged and tied directly back to the original user's identity. There's no guesswork. You get a perfect, crystal clear audit trail of who did what and exactly when they did it. It's just like having a security camera pointed at the valet the entire time. So when you add it all up, what's the ultimate payoff here? Well, your security is dramatically enhanced because you have way fewer full-time admins running around. You get undeniable accountability because every action is logged. Compliance audits become a breeze. And maybe most importantly, you can empower your junior staff to do their jobs effectively without handing over the keys to the entire infrastructure. You know, this whole discussion really points to something much bigger. JEA is an amazing piece of technology for sure, but it's also the perfect illustration of a broader, more fundamental security principle. It really helps us understand why in security, just enough is always more than enough. So it's really important to remember, JEA is not just another feature on a checklist. It is a practical, powerful tool for putting that vital security principle of least privilege into practice every single day. Adopting it is a real sign of a maturing, security-first mindset for any IT organization. So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. We've seen pretty clearly how giving less access actually leads to more security when it comes to our servers. My question for you is, where else? Where else in your network, in your cloud environment, or even in your daily processes can you apply this powerful, just enough mindset?